Hello students, how are you doing? Hope you are fine, all of you. Today we are going to discuss the question answers for the chapter The Adventures of Toto. So the question answers on page 11 of your book, and if you have a look over, you will find that there are just 5 questions. So first we'll read the questions, we'll discuss the answers, and then we'll also discuss how many marks each question carries, whether we can answer the question for 2 marks or 8 marks. Okay, so let's look at the first question. The first question is, how does Toto come to grandfather's private zoo? So what are you going to reply for that? How did Toto the monkey come? Of course, Toto the monkey did not come by himself, isn't it? The grandfather saw Toto with a Tonga driver, and most probably I'm absolutely sure that Toto was tied by the Tonga driver to the Tonga, or we can also mention about the feeding trough, the bowl where the monkey used to get his food. So he was tied to the feeding bowl, and then you can mention about the price for how much grandfather bought Toto. And yes, that will be also basically this question. The answer is pretty short, so we can consider this question for 2 marks only. Let's look at the second question. The second question is, Toto was a pretty monkey. In what sense is Toto pretty? Now for this answer, again, let's just first discuss about the marks. This answer can also be for 2 marks. It cannot be more than that. So we can write 4 points in what sense that Toto was a pretty monkey. So what are the descriptions that have been used by the author in this chapter to describe Toto? Example, you will find the answers in the second paragraph itself, where it is mentioned about his bright eyes, then his pearly white teeth, right, and also his smile, which was mischievous but frightened the Anglo-Indian ladies. So it's kind of a humorous answer. Anything else that you can find about description of Toto also needs to go into the answer. So I'm leaving it to you to read the chapter again and see whether any other descriptions are available or not. So basically for 2 marks we are supposed to give 4 points. That makes our answer very concrete. No chances for any deduction of marks. So again, this will be the answer for question number 2. Let's go to question number 3. The third question is, why does grandfather take Toto to Saharanpur, and how? Why does the ticket collector insist on calling Toto a dog? So what will be the answer to that? Firstly, why did grandfather have to take him? Because Toto was extremely mischievous, right? Naughty monkey, isn't it? And just the night before grandfather had to travel to Saharanpur, what did Toto do? He was kept in a place which was the family zoo, right? The house family stable. And what did he do in the stable? He bit the ear of the monkey. As a result, not the monkey, the donkey. The donkey Nana got bitten by Toto, and as a result there was a huge hue and cry, lot of noise. Grandfather went to see that. And so grandfather realized that Toto cannot be managed by other family members in the house. So he has to carry Toto. That is the part 1 to the answer. Part 2, why did the ticket collector call Toto as a... why does the ticket collector insist on calling Toto a dog? Simply because he is a ticket collector and they have rules, and in rules maybe it was not mentioned how much to charge for a monkey, but it was mentioned anything other than human beings. Specifically, people mostly have dogs or cats. So maybe the rules or the TT only knew about the fare to dogs, pets as dogs or cats, because maybe that was the most common pets carried on board by people. So that's why maybe he wanted to classify Toto as a monkey, but he could not because of lack of his knowledge, and so he classified Toto as a dog. That is simply anything which is not a human being. That can be the answer, but you can also think about it and frame your own answer for all the questions. Okay, so this question also, I don't think we can answer it for more than 2 marks. 8 marks, it is not possible. Come to question number 4. Question number 4 asks, how does Toto take a bath? Where has he learned to do this? How does Toto almost boil himself alive? Now this question will be for 8 marks because you have to describe all the events and activities. So maybe because this question is in 3 parts, you can divide your answer also in 3 parts. The first paragraph dealing with how does Toto take a bath. So you describe the process of Toto taking a bath, like he dips his feet into the water, takes the temperature, and then also you can write about how he copies the author of rubbing soap in his body. Then in the second paragraph, where has he learned to do this? This will be the answer where you will mention the the monkey Toto copying the author when he's taking the bath, right? And how he takes the bath, how he rubs the soap and everything. And the third part, how does Toto almost boil himself alive? Okay, before that, in the second paragraph, please also mention that Toto used to get angry if people were laughing at him or making jokes at him. So that part needs to be included in the second paragraph. And how did Toto boil himself? One day he saw a pot of water boiling under a fire. So he tested the temperature and he saw what? That the temperature of the water was same as the water when he takes bath, right? So conditioned in that way, and so he just dips himself in the pot of water but does not realize that the water is going to boil very soon. And how grandmother saves him, you can mention that. So this question number 4, this is going to be for 8 marks, and question number 1, 2 and 3 each are going to be for 2 marks each. Okay, let's move to the last question, question number 5. Why does the author say Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long? Now this question should be also for 2 marks. Okay, it cannot be answered for 8 marks, not enough material. So what will be the answer to this? Why does the author say Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long? Because the author realizes, his grandfather realizes, that keeping a monkey is a very expensive business. Now in the course of the story, we have seen that as soon as Toto was brought home, he was taken to his room because grandfather and the author did not want the grandmother to know about Toto. And what did he do in the room? He tore down the wallpapers, he tore down the blazer, right, school blazer of the author. So that was his first incident. Then secondly, he created a ruckus in the family zoo. Thirdly, the grandfather, when he was carrying him to Saharanpur, it was expensive, right, the fare. The grandfather had to pay the fare for a dog. He had to pay the fare of a dog, right, carrying a dog, because the ticket collector was not willing to classify Toto as a monkey. And then lastly, the last incident after which grandfather decided to give Toto back or sell him back to the Tonga driver was the incident when he had mischievously got hold of the ball of pulao and grandmother had discovered him suddenly, right? And because grandmother screamed looking at Toto, he just threw the plate of pulao at her, so that could have injured her. He also threw a glass of water on the aunt who was nearby. So these are the incidents. So see, there is a breakage of plates, there is wastage of food, there is also a chance that other people will come in harm's way because of the activities of the monkey. So all these things contributed to the thought that maybe keeping the monkey as a pet is not an ideal. So let's make a minute change to this marks of this question. I thought it was for 2 marks, but there is a lot of things that we're going to write this answer for 8 marks, not less than that, because there are a lot of things. Not only we can say why does the author say Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long, and we can give so many reasons as why Toto was not a appropriate pet. So this brings us to the end of the 5 questions and the answers what we're supposed to write. But remember, you do not have to write exactly as I have mentioned. You can add your own points, right? And you also need to frame the answers in your own words, and you can also use the points I have mentioned. But please make sure you do not miss out important points. Then you have the risk, if you miss out important points, then your marks might vary. You might not be able to secure the full marks. Also, one additional question which is in the talk about it part: do you have a pet? Is your pet mischievous? Tell the class about it. So you will actually have to write the answer to this question. and this question is also let's say it is for 8 marks. So think of it as an 8-mark question and write the answer to this question. If you do not have a pet, you might have seen a pet of a neighbor or of a relative, so you can talk about your experiences with a pet which belongs of course to somebody else. If you do not have a pet, if you have a pet, then you are of course going to write about your pet. If you have further doubts, please post it below in the comment section. We'll get back to you. Thank you and take care.